In the history of American politics, stories of comebacks from failure have become legendary. Politicians who seem to have lost their careers, cast out of the game of power, returned with resilience, talent, and strategic wisdom to leave a powerful mark on history. The comebacks of figures like Joe Biden, Donald Trump, Bill Clinton, or Abraham Lincoln are clear examples of determination and the ability to overcome adversity, leaving an indelible mark on the path of leading America. These stories not only inspire but also help us better understand the tumultuous nature of the political arena. Since 2016, when Joe Biden chose not to run due to the death of his son, his career seemed to be drawing to a close. But an unexpected event changed everything. The violent protests in Charlottesville in 2017 and President Trump's controversial handling of the situation led Biden to believe that American democracy was in jeopardy. He decided to return to politics in 2020, facing a fierce race. Biden's start was not particularly favorable as he lagged behind several other candidates in the Iowa and New Hampshire primaries. However, with strong support from the African-American community in South Carolina, Biden won the state, reaffirming his position in the Democratic Party's faith in him. With his Super Tuesday victories, Biden quickly rose and eventually defeated incumbent President Donald Trump with the highest popular vote count in U.S. history. Biden's comeback is not just a story of determination. It also reflects a keen understanding of public sentiment, garnering support from all walks of American society. Warren Harding also serves as an interesting example of a politician capitalizing on opportunity. After World War I and the Spanish flu pandemic, Americans yearned for stability. It was then that Harding emerged with a message of a return to normalcy, emphasizing the need to bring peace to a country that had just experienced profound trauma. Backed by conservative Republican leaders, Harding, a little-known senator from Ohio, won the presidential nomination after 10 difficult rounds of voting. His message resonated with a population exhausted by constant change and yearning for stability. The 1920 election saw Harding win overwhelmingly against Democratic candidate James M. Cox, ushering in the first conservative era of the 20th century. His victory not only demonstrated Harding's ability to read the public psyche, but also marked a major turning point in American politics. Another remarkable comeback story is that of Grover Cleveland. As the only president in U.S. history to serve 2 non-consecutive terms, Cleveland achieved a unique feat by winning re-election after losing his position to Benjamin Harrison in the 1888 election. Although he won the popular vote, Cleveland lost in the Electoral College, forcing him to leave the White House. Unyielding, Cleveland returned in 1892 and defeated Harrison, this time winning both the popular and electoral votes, becoming president a second time. His comeback is a testament to resilience and dedication to his ideals, leaving a mark in U.S. history as a symbol of perseverance in the face of adversity. Donald Trump also has a notable journey with his determination to run again in 2024. After losing to Joe Biden in 2020 and subsequent events, including the January 6th Capitol riot, many believed Trump was out of the game. However, he continued to rebuild his image and reinforce his influence within the Republican Party. Through speeches, fundraising efforts, and rallying his support base, Trump has emerged as a strong candidate for the 2024 presidential race. His return, though controversial, highlights the importance of persistence and relentless efforts to restore one's standing in politics. Another exemplary comeback case is Bill Clinton. During the 1992 presidential race, Clinton was initially underrated, but after a second-place finish in New Hampshire, he dubbed himself the Comeback Kid. This not only drew attention but also sparked hope among his supporters. Clinton went on to win the presidency and served 2 terms, although his tenure was not without scandals, particularly his affair with a White House intern. However, Clinton overcame these issues, and after leaving office, he continued humanitarian work through the Clinton Foundation, contributing to global humanitarian efforts and improving his image and legacy. In American political history, Ronald Reagan is one of the most iconic conservative figures. He lost to Gerald Ford in the 1976 Republican primary, but did not give up. Reagan made a strong comeback in 1980 with a steadfast conservative message and a promise of a more prosperous America. At that time, Americans were disillusioned by economic stagnation, high inflation, and the Iran hostage crisis. With his ability to connect with the public through speeches and an optimistic message, Reagan won a landslide victory over Jimmy Carter and went on to leave a lasting impact with the economic policies and a firm foreign policy stance during the Cold War. Reagan's victory is a classic example that, despite past defeats, a politician can return with strength if they know how to connect with the public's aspirations. One cannot overlook Richard Nixon. Nixon had served as vice president under Dwight D. Eisenhower, but his career was interrupted after losing the 1960 presidential election to John F. Kennedy and then losing the California governor's race in 1962. After these setbacks, many believed Nixon would never return. However, in 1968, he re-emerged, capitalizing on American dissatisfaction with Vietnam War and internal conflicts. He won the election and became one of the most controversial presidents in history with the Watergate scandal. Harry Truman is also a symbol of perseverance. Chosen as vice president to Franklin D. Roosevelt through a Democratic Party compromise, Truman was not highly regarded as a leader. However, after Roosevelt's death, Truman assumed the presidency, ending World War II and navigating numerous post-war challenges. Despite being underrated and considered an underdog in the 1948 presidential race, Truman embarked on his Whistle Stop campaign, traveling across the country to speak directly to the public. His unexpected victory over Thomas Dewey made him one of the most respected presidents in U.S. history. Abraham Lincoln, the 16th president of the United States, is also a remarkable figure. Before winning the presidency, Lincoln had lost a Senate race to Stephen A. Douglas. However, with his steadfast stance against slavery and persuasive abilities, Lincoln gained the trust of the Republican Party. Elected in 1860, he became the first president of the party, and despite facing the deeply painful Civil War, Lincoln led the nation through its greatest test, contributing to the reunification of the country. Ulysses S. Grant, before becoming one of the Union's most famous generals in the American Civil War, faced numerous challenges in his life. In 1854, he was forced to leave the Army due to allegations of alcohol abuse. However, when the Civil War broke out in 1861, Grant decided to re-enlist to serve his country. He quickly proved his military prowess with significant victories at Fort Donelson, Vicksburg, and Shiloh, shaping the Union's success. His command ability, determination, and perseverance helped the Union make critical advances in the war, ultimately leading to the South's defeat. After the Civil War, he was elected the 18th President of the United States, continuing efforts to rebuild post-war America and promote civil rights for African Americans. Grant helped shape a more equal future for America while laying the groundwork for important social reforms. The above American political stories are not merely about winning or losing elections. They are stories of patience, determination, and relentless resilience. These politicians, regardless of the trials and defeats they faced, all shared one thing in common. They never gave up. They seized every opportunity and capitalized on every moment to rise, not just for power, but for the ideals of serving their country and its people. The lessons from their journeys can inspire all of us, not just in politics, but in every field of life. If you found the story of these great politicians and their remarkable comebacks interesting and valuable, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. This support will help us continue creating engaging and useful content, and you'll always be the first to receive our latest videos. Join us as we continue to explore these inspiring historical tales.